What's gotten you through 43 years of marriage with you on the road so much?
Total trust in each other. You know, I always tell people, marry the person you're in love with. Don't marry the person you love. There's a big commitment there. That means you're involved, you're both connected. My wife always says it's not 50-50, it's 100-100. This may be the craziest thing in the whole interview. 43 years, we've never had an argument.
That's hard to believe.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. We respect each other too much. We love each other too much to yell at each other.
So
we disagree, but we don't argue.
So when you have a difference of opinion, how do you keep from arguing?
We just go, well, what do you think about that? And I go, oh. She said, well, this is how I look at it. Oh, okay, well, let's think about it and come back. But since there's no sexual friction going on there that, oh yeah, well, I saw you look at him. Oh yeah, well, she came on to you pretty. You know, we overlook all that stuff. I mean, that's gonna happen if you're a celebrity. There's gonna be people coming on to you all the time, but you don't accept it. You just wave it off and that's it. She knows that I would never, ever cheat on her. And I know she would never cheat on me.
That's pretty unusual in a marriage.
Totally unusual. I mean, it's as unusual as having a manager for 51 years with total trust and not having a contract.
Handshake deal.
That's it.
You become Alice Cooper 1.
Yeah.
Is that when you start to lose yourself?
I think it's the pressure of it, and I'm really good with pressure. Didn't realize I was becoming an alcoholic. Had no concept. It just, to me, it was a normal thing to get up in the morning and have a beer for breakfast and to have a beer for lunch and to never really, I was never the drunk. I was the Dean Martin drunk. I was the golden buzz where I knew all my lines. I never missed a show. You know, I was right there. So nobody saw any problem. Cheryl didn't see it. Shep didn't see it. Then all of a sudden, physically, it started getting me. Pancreas, everything. I was throwing up blood. And that's when I had realized I was going to join all my other buddies, you know, if I didn't stop this.
You mean Morris and Hendrix?
Yeah.
The whole line?
All the guys.
Now, when you broke away from the band, you were about what age?
I think I was about 26, 27.
All right, so you go on your own. You're losing your true self.
Absolutely. I was absorbed into it, yeah.
Fair to say you're becoming conflicted about who you are?
Yeah. We did 65 cities in 72 days at one point. But when you're 26, you're bulletproof. You're indestructible.
You think you are.
You think you are. Internally, it was, you know, I mean, every night there's an audience, packed audience. You could do 6, 7 shows in a row, you know, because then it got to a point where you couldn't do that. Physically, I was starting to break up, you know, and I started looking at the costume before the show and going, because I knew I was killing myself.
And the wife split and went back to Chicago.
Well, at the end of that, yeah, there were a couple of shows after that, and I was way into cocaine then. I was into the LA blizzard of 1980, where everybody did cocaine. It was like crazy how much cocaine there was in LA. I fell right into that. Having an addictive personality, got way lost into that. And Cheryl says, when you get through with that, I'll be in Chicago. That got my attention.
And so you did what?
Well, I quit the cocaine. I flushed a rock about that big down the toilet and got sober. But then I had to tell her, okay, I'm sober now. And she goes, right. It's going to take a lot of proof on that one. But the good thing that came from that was that in order to get her back, she says, here's part of it. We have to go to Christian counseling, and you have to set it up, not me. I want to see you set this up. So I did. And we went into Christian counseling and got our marriage back together and started going to church. And I, you know, as much as I dragged my heels, I really knew I needed to do this. But what came out of that was the most amazing thing was when I left there, I went right to a bar, sat down and had a Coca-Cola. And was waiting for that craving. I said, I'm going to be around alcohol all my life. I better just confront it. All right, well, nothing happened there. Tomorrow morning, though, it's going to be hell, because I'm going to be home, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is have a beer. Woke up the next morning, and there's no craving. For 37 years, there was no craving. It went. It was gone. The doctor said it was like you had cancer one day, and the next day you didn't have cancer.
Well, this is what has always intrigued me about the story. It appears that you just quit, to use the cliche, cold turkey.
Except I didn't go through any withdrawals. I didn't go through the whole thing of AA, and I didn't go through any of all of that. I just was a bit shocked that I wasn't having any cravings for it. I was just being normal.
Well, you've been quoted as saying on any number of occasions that Jesus saved your life.
Oh, absolutely. To me, he basically said, be a rock star, but follow me. I don't care if you're a rock star. Just, you know, your lifestyle is going to be your testimony. Can you go out on the road and not go to the strip bar? Can you go out on the road and not cheat on your wife? Can you go out on the road and not become a drug addict? I went, yeah. So he said, well, not without your help, but I could do it.